4 players in the game. PGG apparently hasn't updated yet, and some of the other players might be having technical issues as well. But they are apparently in communication, so SS is going to be doing the picks in-game, and then we'll have a remake. So for now, this is just the draft. We'll have a remake, then we'll come back with the actual game. Again, this is game number 2, and Mouse Sports took it in game number 1. They had a really strong start. Sexy Bambo played exceptionally well in Broodmother. Really drew the attention of 2 or 3 heroes and won those engagements for the first 20 minutes. And ultimately, that was what did it. As Sing Sing had a very difficult time. Of course, the Shrek coming out from Kuroki was very strong as well. Will M5 be able to recover? This is, obviously, that game was a replay. They were tired. They'd been playing a lot of matches at the Kiev LAN. They perhaps were not in their best form, but in theory, they should be somewhat recovered. Of course, it's only been a few days since the LAN. They could be very tired for all I know. But hopefully they're a little bit recovered and in better form.
Game number 1 was a good example of where level advantages sometimes don't mean everything, as item advantages probably means a little bit more. The Mouse guys had bigger items, better items on most of their heroes, and they were able to outlast every single team fight where SS Death Prophet, which was like level 16 and on, her ultimate was on the whole time. They never really burst her down. But they're like, yeah, you know what, we'll just tank it, run around it, no big deal, and then we'll kill everyone else. And that's how they won the fight. Of course, Mouse's Sexy Bambo's Broodmother popped the BKB and killed everyone. So that was pretty big.
Interesting ban of the Shrek. Perhaps PGG and his squad are still having some nightmares about that last match. Of course, it happened a few days ago. Interesting. I mean, it is, it's normally not a first pick, although we saw it that game. And M5 has the first pick. It is often a second pick or a third pick. So either way, Shrek won't be in this game. For me, the interesting question is, will M5 go for Enigma again? And maybe we'll see Darkseer get through this time. It seems like that combo, the Wombo combo, is really M5's strong suit, at least recently. Of course, they've played other styles. It's just the past few days, and especially their big wins, it seems like they're reliant on a Wombo combo. And you mentioned Silencer as a counter to that. We were talking about this off stream.
Well,
not sure if we'll see one.
No teams will ever even consider the hero. They probably don't even know the hero exists.
Harsh
aside
words.
from Synderen, I think Synderen, one of these days, Synderen will pick up a Silencer, I'm pretty sure.
Well, he picked the Pugna.
Well,
which is a similar. He's similar. He's really good against those big Blink Dagger ultimates. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Synderen pick it. Wow, a Night Stalker ban. Interesting, especially when you've.
Well, no, I mean you're playing against Vigos. That's his
true.
best hero, so it's fine. For the sake of PGG, I hope they do ban up Pendur and Brewmaster if they decide to pick up Enigma, because it is just a flat counter. It's a flat counter. So
yeah, even more so than Vengeful Spirit, because your positioning is irrelevant. As long as you get the ultimate off, it doesn't matter if he hits you with the black hole. It's not going to affect you. This draft again proceeding rather slowly. Invoker will get the ban. Nothing too remarkable here. I mean, these bans they're not super unorthodox. The Shrek and Night Stalker are a little unusual, but you pointed out there's good reasoning for the Night Stalker ban. And of course, we saw how powerful the Shrek could be in the last game. Chen will be banned as well. Again, we've talked about these bans so many times. I don't want to bore you guys.
Well, I mean,
strong pushing heroes, strong teamfight heroes.
The key point to point out in this ban phase is, again, Furion's left in the pool. Judging from how the first pick phase, the pick phase from the first game went, it seems like neither of these teams want to fit a Furion in their lineup, despite how easily it is to do it. They just don't want the hero right now. They don't care about playing against it, nor do they really care about playing with it. I'm pretty sure Mouse, if given a chance, they will pick up a Broodmother. But again, Darkseer's in the pool. Sand King will be in the pool as well, so Broodmother will get some sort of counter against it, so maybe they won't pick it up early until to make sure that neither of those heroes are in the pool. Also, Death Prophet is going to be in the pool for sure. I have a feeling I'm missing one big hero. Lycan currently is in the pool. Okay, that's the hero I'm missing. I was like, where's Lycan? Panda's also in the pool. So there's definitely a lot of heroes that's left unaccounted for because Night Stalker and Lesh ate up the early events. So we're going to have a very interesting kind of draft phase with overpowered heroes in the pool.
Yeah, I mean, some would argue that a lot of these heroes are overpowered, but there's just so many strong heroes as more and more get released. I guess the only one that's not really in Dota 2 yet that's been seen a lot of play is Chaos Knight. Of course, Naga Siren's pretty popular in Southeast Asia. But for the most part, all the really strong heroes from Dota 1 are in the pool now. And the full set of bans are in the pool as well. So we're just seeing, some Imba heroes are going to get through every game. And the question is, you got to get which ones can you get for your team, and can you counter theirs? Enigma gets the axe as well. Mausha, a little bit of a respect ban there. They do have the second pick, which wouldn't be a bad place to fit Enigma in, but either way, he's not going to make it in this game. A lot of pushing, a lot of team fight. Pretty standard bans overall. And it does leave that profit in the pool. Will they go for it?
Lycan, Furion, Brewmaster. 3 of the hottest picks right now. Darkseer.
It's an interesting draft, that's for sure.
Yeah, PGG right now updating, probably on Skype or something right now. Just probably cannot believe what he's seeing, or hearing at least.
And it's going to be Lycan. Yeah. No surprises there. Maybe we'll see a Beastmaster in response. No, it's going to be a Brewmaster.
Just going to be the hardcore, counter heroes. By the way, Brewmaster, a strict... I mean, we talked about how good Brewmaster in terms of team fight, how good he is in counter pushing, but the point to be made is that he's very, very good against opposing carry as well. He could be considered as a counter carry. Drunken Haze would be really good against Lycanthrope. The 6-second Cyclone would be really good against Lycanthrope. So Lycan has to be basically forced to get a BKB. And when you're forcing enemy hero to get BKB like that, Beastmaster suddenly becomes very good. Vengeful Spirit becomes a decent support. Won't be surprised if mouz is going to pick up both as they're picking up their heroes.
Yeah, of course those heroes also have nice synergy with the Panda, as you can have all of those R's active. If he goes for something like a Drum, it'll synergize nicely with the Venge and the Beastmaster. Good with Furion too, another pushing hero. It's going to be Puck. I love this pick. This was a very popular...
Early.
Yeah, it is early, but for me this is a great pick. It's a very popular pairing, actually in the Chinese scene, to get a Puck and a Lycan. Because Puck holds the enemy in place. And normally, that doesn't matter unless they have a reason to be afraid of being held in place. But against Lycan, you do not want to be standing still. If he gets off to a good start, let's say he gets that BKB, Puck ults you, suddenly you have nowhere to run. Tidehunter's picked up here, so interesting versus Lycan, who will be going for BKB. Of course, Tide's a great hero, but once that BKB is picked up, he's not going to be as effective. But I really like the synergy between Puck and Lycan. I think it's a great pair.
I think the Tidehunter is more picked up to give you an out of some sorts. Sure, Lycan will be right-clicking you, but that's just one person right-clicking you. But if Dreamcoil is going down, the entire team's going in at you, at least you have a Ravage to make sure that you don't take too much damage, make sure you could sustain the Dreamcoil. I'm pretty sure Force Staff is going to be the purchase for most of these heroes, or at least for Furion, for sure, he needs to get Force Staff. Sure, you're still going to get stunned if you're forcing yourself out of the Dreamcoil, but it's better getting pwned by Lycan in there. So mobility is what mouz usually excels in, and this Dreamcoil pick, this Puck pick, really shuts them down. So again, I want to reiterate what you're saying. It's a really, really good pick. Witch Doctor gets the ban. That's surprising to say the least.
I should probably know this. Does Paralyzing Cask work on the Panda Agents? I don't think it does. When he's in old form.
I mean, if it does, why would they ban it? So I don't think that they.
Yeah,
have that
actually, what am I talking about? Yeah, that's a very odd ban. It's also. I mean, I guess Maledict can be scary. Panda does a decent amount of burst damage. I wanted to talk about, you've talked about how strong Panda can be, in terms of, countering a lot of heroes, being a strong anti-carry, being so hard to deal with, countering Enigma well. Countering a lot of heroes. How do you counter the Panda? To me, the best way to do it is silences and disables. And you need strong initiation. I mean, if you get a Blink Dagger up on Sandcane, that's the way to do it. If you get a Blink Dagger on Puck, that's the way to do it. I would like to see maybe a Shadow Shaman here, or I guess a Lion, but that would be stretching it. I don't think we'll see a Lion. But Shadow Shaman would also give them pushing power. I feel like a Shadow Shaman with a quick Blink Dagger, one of the best ways to shut Panda down, and we saw that in one of our previous casts over the weekend, that a Shadow Shaman with Blink was really effective against Panda. Also, Riki could be an option.
Yeah, one of the few games that we actually saw Brewmaster lost was, he just got out-initiated by Shadow Shaman. Blink Hex, Blink Shackle, Blink Hex. And he just got picked off. I was surprised by a Venommaster ban. I was thinking it was going to be a Vengeful Spirit, because Vengeful Spirit gives you an easy out. If your Panda gets initiated on, hey, swap. He's going to be fine. He can cast his ultimate afterwards. But now Venge is going to be in the pool. If we see a very, very strong initiator, like a Shadow Shaman, against the Panda, I'm pretty sure we're going to see mouz counterpick with the Venge.
Yeah, they might pick the Venge anyway. It gives them more initiation. It gives them a nice aura. They could go with Beastmaster as the final pick. That would give them a lot of melee and low-range heroes in general, but it could still work. Curious to see where the teams go. M5 is already well into their bonus time, so they're not going to have as much time to think about these last two picks. Hopefully they're prepared at this point. Crystal Maiden, huh.
Still a little bit bugged out about this Witch Doctor ban. Crystal Maiden, I'm not too sure what the hell that's about. Having a Nova is a good spell to slow down the Panda in early stage of the game to make him chase not as strong. But that's pretty much it. In any other stage of the game, she really doesn't do anything. There's a Venge pickup immediately. The Bite, by the way, does not prevent the ultimate from Panda being casted. You could still cast spells within the Bite. So...
yeah, there's no channeling
they want
either.
at 40 mana for the slow. I don't think that's a good pickup here.
Well, I'm guessing they want it just for the early control. They want to have a good start on their lanes. I mean, normally when you see Crystal Maiden, she's picked up. I mean, the Mana R is nice, but nowadays when teams pick her up, Nova's good anti-push, but mostly they just want to win their lanes because Crystal Maiden isn't going to do a whole lot.
She's probably
for you
one of the best
stage.
laners.
So
one of the best laners when it comes to
will
support.
they pick someone to dual lane with her? I mean, I guess she can go with the Sand King. Puck could solo. Lycan could jungle. We could see a Lycan in the lane, in which case it would make sense to have Crystal Maiden because, you know, she can help babysit him, keep the harass off, let him get a good start. I'm curious. There's also an Enchantress in the pool. We could see offensive jungle. That is one way to try and shut down a Lycan, although, as we saw over the weekend, you can just migrate into the enemy jungle, and if they're not prepared for you, they don't see you, you'll get your farm anyway. It's real hard to shut Lycan down, but you certainly want to try in most cases. Queen of Pain. I kind of like it. I mean, it gives them some mobility, which is nice. They're going to have really strong chase now. They have Burrow Strike. If Sand King gets a Blink Dagger, that's more chase. Of course, Puck, a very mobile hero. Queen of Pain, a very mobile hero. And now you've got Lycan with max move speed. So if they can get into any sort of a winning fight, you're not escaping from these heroes.
Well, I mean, another one of those heroes that's not good when Panda ultimates. Like, what is she going to do against that?
That's
Nothing.
true.
Cyclones are up in the air. She's not there for 6 seconds. I guess Lycan is your best answer against Brewmaster in this case. Considering that if the Puck doesn't get the Raining Rift and they don't chain stun him to death. I guess Lycan could eat the Fire Panda easy with the BKB. But do you really want to divert Lycan's first precious seconds of right-clicking into a Fire Panda? Hey, that might be a counter in itself.
Yeah, that's probably not where he wants to pay his attention.
Right.
But you can't really ignore the Fire Panda either. That thing hurts, man.
So I guess Queen of Pain could go for a quick Hex. That would be an out. But again, swaps there. So I'm not understanding M5's drafts here.
I would love. I mean, I've talked about Beastmaster. There are definitely other options. Shadow Shaman wouldn't be bad on their side either. But I think Beastmaster would be fantastic. It would give them a little bit more late game insurance. Yeah, he's not the strongest late gamer, but the Aura, plus the Panda, plus the Vengeful Spirit, plus the Gush on Tidehunter, that's a lot of minus armor. That's a lot of attack speed. That's a lot of damage. Suddenly you have a pretty decent late game lineup. Of course, the Prophet can scale pretty well. And you could actually match the Lycan in the late game. I mean, normally Lycan is, you know, he's not the strongest late gamer if you're up against an anti-mage and you let it go late. But generally he's one of the, you know, he gets so far ahead in terms of farm. They're going to go with Windrunner, so opting for strong lanes. Of course, Shackle Shot, we all know how powerful that can be. And we are going to have a quick remake here, guys, so I'm going to the splash screen for just 1 second, but we'll be right back with game number 2. There's your draft. So the Windrunner pick. What do you think?
I say mouz got the better draft. That's just me. I still don't understand where M5 is coming from. The game is remade, by the way.
Okay, and I am back in, so we'll come back to the empty lobby. Players will be filing in here. Hopefully PGG has had a chance to sort out his computer issues. But in the meantime, yeah, I feel like mouz has more margin for error also. And even if they get off to a slow start, they still have that team fight in the mid game. And, you know, that's pretty tough to deal with. The Panda ultimate, the Tidehunter ultimate, it's a lot of strong team fight. Prophet can be pushing the enemy lanes. He's gonna...
Oh my god.
What's up?
My Dota 2 just crashed and you have to remake again.
Okay.
It's not going to be fun.
Sorry, guys. Going back to the splash screen just for a second. Lumi has to be the host so we can start the game. So we'll be right.
Why don't you host it?
Okay. Oh,
well
my
actually,
Dota crashes too.
But... maybe I shouldn't just tap out. Yeah, that's probably the best solution. I'll just sit here like a nice boy.
I was talking to Zoid, and I believe that issue is he said he thinks it's because of alt tabbing, but I've had crashes where I don't alt tab. But you know, probably better not to if you can avoid it.
So Dota 2, when it comes out, you can't alt tab.
Well, Valve has been pretty good about fixing bugs. I mean, I don't know if you've played other games. Warcraft 3 Dota has been around forever, but I mean, a lot of other companies, there are bugs in their games that have never been fixed, and it's kind of embarrassing, frankly. So, don't hate on Valve too much, man. I'm sure they'll get it right eventually.
I'm not hating. I'm just a little annoyed. Can you please notify the teams that Luminous has effed up again? and has to remake again. Maybe we should just have Bruno's.
I let them know. Sorry for the AK-47 guys, that is my keyboard. I am getting a new microphone soon, so if it bothers you, don't worry. It won't be for much longer. All our fingers and our toes and other limbs are crossed that Lumi will not crash this time around.
I'm not gonna tap, so I'm not gonna crash.
As we come back into the lobby. So we're mostly waiting for M5 at this point. Again, for anyone just tuning in, we already did the draft. You'll see the picks. It is going to be an AP. Oh, make sure it's AP. Okay, it is. It is going to be an AP remake of the draft. So if you missed that, you can check out the draft on the VODs. They'll be available in the next day or two. But for right now, we're just waiting for M5 to come in. This is game number 2 of M5 versus mouz. mouz took game number 1. It was played a couple days ago. Games 2 and potentially 3 were rescheduled to today. So game number 2 will be coming up shortly. Just waiting for the players to join. Thanks for your patience, guys. Please stay tuned.
Crystal Maiden 4th pick.
Guys, for anyone who's wondering what's going on, just muted the microphones for a minute. Luminous had to take a phone call. We're waiting for the players to join the game. We will unmute when the game gets started. So for now, just stay tuned, hang out, relax, grab a drink, grab some chips. We'll be right back. But don't worry, just because the mics are muted doesn't mean we're not here. The game should be coming up shortly. Thank you again for your patience. Hey guys, for anybody who's wondering what's going on, we are just waiting for M5 to get their fifth and final player into the game. Actually, it looks like Mouse. I think one of their players is sitting unassigned. But anyway, we're just waiting for players to join the game. Apologize for the delays. This is out of our control. We appreciate your patience, and as soon as all the players are in, we will get started. So, thanks for holding. Should be just a few minutes longer, and then we'll get going. Guys, for anyone who is still waiting or just joining the stream, do apologize for the delays. This is game number 2 between M5 versus Mouse. We are just waiting for the players to join. As soon as they do, we will start. Thanks again for your patience. Please stay tuned. Hopefully I don't have to make this announcement again. All right, everybody, welcome back. Thanks for your patience. We are finally good to go with game number 2 between M5 and mouz. mouz does have a 1-game lead heading into this game, so if they win this one as well, they will take the series 2-0. If not, we'll go to a game number 3. The draft was already done. This is an AP remake, so if you missed the draft, you can catch that on the VODs, but for now, let's just hope all the players load and we can jump right into the action.
Yep, there were some very interesting heroes being drafted up. We saw some powerhouses being picked, so I'm hoping that you guys are looking forward to this game as well. Like a Thrope, Furion, Brewmaster, some heroes that we don't ever see. I think this is probably the first game that we've seen all of these heroes in those combinations. It's going to be very interesting to see who has the lead in terms of the pick and ban stage. I personally think that mouz had a better draft, but that's up for debate.
Well, ultimately, it's normally not the draft that decides games. It's usually the play in the game. mouz is immediately picking their heroes. Hopefully M5 remembers what they picked. They're starting to put the team together. I know there was a Lycan in there. I believe there's a Queen of Pain as well. So I suppose we can tell them if they don't remember it. But, yeah, I mean, mouz's real strength here is they're just a very balanced lineup overall. They've got some good team fight. They've got some pushing. They've got good ganking. I mean, their lineup does everything well. They don't necessarily excel at one thing, but they're very well-rounded, which means they don't have to have a great early start. They don't have to do well in the mid-game. There's lots of ways for them to win the game or get a lead. Whereas, as you'll see when M5's lineup develops, they're really reliant on getting a fast start. I mean, here's like Queen of Pain, Puck. I think there's a Sand King in there as well. These heroes have to have good starts or they're not going to be effective in the mid-game.
Yeah, also, I'm still wondering what is your answer to that Brewmaster, because currently I don't see one right now.
Yeah, we talked about it. I mean, Lycan can he can at least survive if he gets a BKB. We'll talk about that more in a second. Let's introduce the player. Sing Sing going to be playing that Panda. Looks like he's going solo mid, saving some money for a bottle. I think he might have actually been pulled regen, although my math, not the best when I'm streaming, so I'm not even going to chance it. I believe this is Twista playing that Windrunner headed down to the bottom lane. Looks like Czar going to be... this is Kuroki, correct? I think it's Kuroki. It might be a stand-in. He's going to be dual laning with Sing Sing from the looks of it. Arif, man, all these players not using the... Oh, this is...
that's Fire.
That's Fire. Fire going to be playing that Tidehunter. And Sexy Bambo on the Nature's Prophet. Looks like he'll be soloing the easy lane. Why don't you go ahead and introduce M5?
Before I introduce M5, I'd like to let you know that Sexy Bambo has 5 and 12 statistics with Nature's Prophet in terms of win rate.
I thought it was 2 and 7.
Oh, okay, 2 and 7. I think it was 2 and 7 Invoker.
He doesn't win nearly as often as you would expect for such a good player on such a strong hero.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm pointing out. And, well, you know, let's see if that matters at all. On the enemy side, we have SS going to be playing the Queen of Pain, McDeath handling that Sand King. We have Manifest playing Lycanthrope, PGG on the Crystal Maiden, and on the top is going to be Blue Angel playing his Puck. So, a couple of things of note. Vegas is not here. Both teams playing with, you know, a number of sands in his. Czar might be in trouble. He picks up a double damage. Looks like they're not going to make a go. Where's a Burrow Strike? There's a Burrow Strike, and we're going to have a bite on Czar. It's going to give up quick First Blood. CM picks it up. That's an immediate Crow upgrade and a pair of Counter Ward if he wants to go for that route or safer boots.
Oh, I just figured it out. Arif is Fire backwards. Man, that's pretty obvious. Oh,
that's what I said.
I thought you just said it was Fire.
Me, bro.
Well, I just heard you say it was Fire, not that it was Fire backwards, but I guess we know now. Well, that's the start you want. If you have a Crystal Maiden, you're picking her for that early game aggression and getting a First Blood. Really no better result than you can hope for than that.
Seems they're going to run a dual lane mid. We've definitely seen the Panda plus the Venge dual lane. They definitely like that combination. Very, very aggressive on. Not too sure whether it's going to work out against the Sand King, because if you're good enough, which I assume McDeath is, you could actually Burrow Strike, or excuse me, Sandstorm them incoming match missile, and you should never really be in trouble in this lane.
Yeah, in the bottom lane, SS is going to be up against a dual lane of Windrunner and Tidehunter. Shouldn't die unless there's some sort of crazy hack shackle shot, but even then it's going to be level 1 for a while. But isn't going to have too much farm. So Queen of Pain probably not going to have a great start. On the top lane, Blood Angel only level 1 up against Sexy Bambo on that Prophet. A fairly even lane. I think both heroes will get some farm and some levels. So I think it's ultimately going to come down to this middle lane. If there are any more kills, it could be really bad for whichever team gives them up.
I really like what Sexy Bambo's doing with the skill choices. He's leaving his second point unskilled to make sure if he needs teleport or sprout whenever necessary. He's putting his treants into level 1 points, which actually as the engagement happening in the mid lane, Medef takes down Magic Missile down to half health. Zara in a little bit of trouble. We're going to go for a Burrow Strike kill. Stinks is going to get clapped on 2 hero. Here comes Fire. Who is he going to want? Crystal Maiden. I think he's just a little bit out of range, but he's catching up very rapidly. No, that's not going to be it.
Wow, can't believe the Crystal Maiden escaped there. One of the slowest heroes in the game. I believe the base move speed is 280. Indeed it is. And she was being slowed, so pretty lucky to get away. Meanwhile, Fire catching out Macbeth, wants to make a go. Of course, they don't have any way to reveal Invis, or to remove him from Sandstorm. They also don't have any way to reveal Invis. Bottle on the courier headed to mid, so Sandcane should live here, unless he doesn't realize that and waste his Sandstorm.
Well, there's a 2-minute rune. They're fighting over that one. So depending what the rune is, it might change. There is an Anchor Smash that could hit through as well. It looks like there's a Burrow Strike, and the rune spawns on bot, so everyone gets a throw right here. Fire's going to run up the hill, and should be okay getting a little bit of help. But going back to top lane, I want to explain the skill build for Sexy Bambo a little bit more. You can see that he's continuously summoning these treants, and he's just going to send it right on the puck and make him use nukes and whatever else. And they're going to harass him down a little bit. It's not going to win him the lane, but it's one more thing for Blood Angel to fight through. So that's a very, very good use of his mana. Otherwise, that's really if he's laning and not doing too much with it.
Speaking of Blood Angel, he did get a quick ring of Basilius. That's gonna he's got it inactive, so he's not pushing with the ring, but he's spamming his nuke. So the effect is he's sort of pushing. As the wave does approach the tower, of course, looks like Tidehunter set up to do some stacking and pulling. So they're gonna get some EXP on him. Not gonna be seeing any pulling for the Radiant as the camp is warded. PGG grabbed an Invis rune earlier. Nothing came of that. He set up on bottom lane, but Twista playing very defensively. Smart heads-up play by him. They did have a ward bottom, so they spotted that. So, of course, you would expect him to use that vision and not be too aggressive. As the game appears to be lagging, at least for me. And I'm getting a connection problem. Is that just me?
Yep, it's lagging for everyone. One of the reasons why also the Winner is playing so far away is because Tidehunter started out on the bot lane as a dual lane, but since then has moved on to the top, and Winner not going to be playing an offensive. Magic Missile go on the mid lane here. There's a clap on Macbeth as well, down to half HP again. Again, not really dying here, but not really getting too much farming return as well. Seeing relatively getting free from Magic Bottle is going to be his item choice, which is going to be pretty decent on the mid lane, allow him to access to the runes. As you see, Macbeth forced to use his self despite not losing 400 health, because he can't gamble with it. If he takes another Magic Missile, he's going to be dead.
Well, hold on to that. So there is action bottom. Twista should be picking up a kill on SS. Is he going to power shot? Power shot completely missing. This might go the other way. No, he is going to get the last hit with the right click there. Despite the missed power shot, Twista dropping extremely low. If he had died there, that would have been pretty costly, since Tidehunter was there at the start. To set him up with a good lane, to die to a solo Queen of Pain would have been very bad. But he didn't die. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Singsi in some trouble. Game lagging again. It appears to be lagging every time on the minute mark. Which I believe Zoid said is because the game is saving the games every minute. So if it continues and gets really bad, maybe we can get it disabled for this game. Macbeth going to be getting the DD rune. Wow, Zard, not sure what was going on there. Maybe he was lagging. Not only he gets it, he also bottles it up. So really well played by him. That should not happen. If your support's already camping the rune, at the very least they should pick it up.
Yeah, what was Bench thinking? Did he think that he would not Burrow Strike in for the rune or what? Like,
maybe he was lagging. That's the only other explanation I can come up with. Macbeth looking for an opportunity here. He's going to miss the Burrow Strike. That's not going to amount too much. Also, one thing we haven't talked about, because this game has been quite action-packed, the Dire has warded only one camp. This hill ward does not block the camp. You can actually place a ward inside of the camp and it will block it. They also didn't go for a magic bush ward. I don't know why these wards were placed where they were. Maybe they were afraid of a first blood attempt. But they're not really the best wards to counter Lycan in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't been talking about Lycan a lot, as we see yet another lag on the 5th minute mark. Yeah, this server is just really...
If it happens again, maybe we can get someone from Valve to disable it. Although I don't know if they can do it when the game's going on. But we could certainly try. For now, hopefully things will stabilize a little bit. Yeah, we haven't been talking about Lycan, which is normally just how Lycan likes it. He doesn't want to be bothered. He doesn't want to die. He wants to be ignored for the first, I'd say, 8 minutes. Then he's got a Vlad's. And then 2 minutes later, he'll have a Medallion, if all goes well. And then he'll be looking for that Roshan. He'll be pushing any lanes that are not adequately defended. Bambo is hit level 6. He's going to have that Wrath of Nature. Maybe they'll look to set something up either in the middle lane or the bot lane.
Yeah, he doesn't have the mana to do so right now, so and that's where the spamming the tree doesn't really help out. He's trying to push the lane here, but against the Poke who has a Ring of Basilis for the region as well as the armor bonus, it's going to be somewhat difficult to do so. As we see big engagement happening on the mid lane, 2 kills being traded out. They want McDef. McDef is going to be in a little bit of trouble, a little bit of body block, but McDef goes into invisibility. And we're going to have a clap very, very soon. In 1 second, Sing Sing grabs himself a free kill.
Oh no, unfortunately he just didn't have the mana to Burrow Strike down the hill, or he probably would have lived. The players are asking for a remake. It doesn't seem to be lagging, at least at this juncture. So.
At least at this minute.
Yeah, can't say I blame them though. Also, we might, you know, as spectators, we're not going to feel the lag as much, since we're not actually issuing commands and seeing the delay. But right. It seems a little bit better, so maybe we'll... 400 ping constantly.
Let me quickly check on ping. My I key on the keyboard does not work, so I can't check on ping. You gotta do that yourself. But engagement is going to happen on the top lane here. Finding a little bit of trouble trying to cast as we see... Oh, that Tiger might be going there. Wrath of Nature gets trapped already. Can we get a kill on Ty? Yes, he is going to go down. Thanking in position right now. Power Shot's going to miss. Sexy Bamboo going for the kill on PGG. We're going to turn around bite here on Sexy Bamboo. There's a Sprout on PGG. No more Tango to eat her way out of there. Sexy Bamboo's going to be fine. McDef going the other way. Twista, are we going to hit a Shackle Shot? No, we're not. Twista might be lagging, judging from the fact that it's been another lag happens right now. Shackle Shot not going to latch as well. That's really, really annoying, I'm sure, for these players because playing a hero like Windrunner, precision is everything.
Yeah, Shackle's so hard to hit. Sexy Bamboo going to go down here. Nice chain damage coming out. Zara now in the retreat. I think we're going to see him drop momentarily as well. Looks like Tidehunter trying to rotate up there. He's not going to be in time though. One more stun will do it. Vengeful Spear goes down. Well, I gotta say, a decent start for M5, and they definitely needed one. Lycan, of course, is free farming during this time. McDeath goes down. Well, I say he's free farming. He's actually back at base. Looks like he almost has a Vlad's. Level 5 at 7.5 minutes in. Pretty good. It's not amazing, but a lot of your leveling on Lycan early does depend on the camps you get. If you get lucky, especially with the hard camps, you can level up a lot faster.
Yeah, actually, I don't like his item progression. He should be getting Ring of Health, a Ring of Regen throughout. It actually helps your jungling a little bit, since you're getting a little bit of regen from that as well. Saving for Morbid Max, I mean, it's okay. But
yeah, another small adjustment that a lot of players make is after the Ring of Basilis, they'll go back for another Sobi Mask, which they later use for Medallion. This allows your mana pool to stay higher. Meanwhile, scratch that. Action mid. Sing Sing eats the ultimate. He's already used his ultimate. I didn't even see what it was used on, but he's going to go down. So somehow that Panda was wasted.
Probably use it defensively to run away and save himself. Meanwhile, on the top lane here, Sang can get the kill against Sexy Bamboo.
Oh, he's going to deny the bottom tower as well. A lot of nice plays coming out for M5, and through all of this, can't stress it enough, Lycan is not participating. But yeah, if
you can play 4v5 against the enemy squad when your Lycan's free farming, although not the best free farm, but he's still free farming nonetheless, and that's pretty good. Once Lycan's going to come out of jungle, that's going to be another important point is that they kill the Panda when his ultimate is down. So ultimate's not going to be up for just a little bit more, and you could actually continue to push down a little bit more towers or go for engagement. Take advantage of the fact that the Panda ultimate is very, very long. You could do a lot against it.
Yeah, definitely. Panda with his ult down, just not the same hero. Even more so than other ultimate dependent heroes. He's basically a clap and a right click. That's it. Which is nice. Clap is a good damage, but it's nothing to write home about. I want to mention Fire is level 6. This is quite a fast level 6 on Tidehunter. He's looking to set something up on top on the puck. Will he use Ravage just for the puck? He's going to have to if he wants to get the kill. Gush to initiate. Anchor Smash fall. I say he's going to have to. Maybe he won't because Puck actually used his orb
he's out of mana.
But
he's out of mana, so couldn't use it even if he wanted to do so. Checking at the assists and whatnot, the reason the Fire is a level 6 already is that he got 1 kill and 3 assists. So if he's getting so many kills or an assist, he is going to turn 6 very, very quickly. Looks like we have a conglomerate of heroes going on the top lane, both of them being smoked up. Man, this game is just really action-packed. 8 to 5.
Hang on to that thought, because Twista is getting ganked bottom. Will McDeath be able to stay in range for the Burrow Strike? I think he's just in range. Lycan agrees because they're still chasing. 1 TP comes in. Burrow Strike on Twista. Wow, he's actually not going to go down. That was Sing Sing forced to TP in, so he won't be farming during this time. No Sentry Wards. He could just go Adviz and survive for now. Maybe Burrow Strike into the trees on the high ground. Prophet picks up a kill somewhere. I'm not really sure where that happened, but my eyes aren't sinking now as he appears to be in quite a quandary. Meanwhile, Vengeful Spear gets picked up. Nice combination from the Puck and the Queen of Pain. Power shot through. This is going to force a retreat. M5 really gaining an advantage here. I mean, sure, Prophet got a kill, but, all their key gankers are getting good levels, good farm, and most importantly, good items.
Twista missed the power shot on the Sankey Nose Burrow Strike in the first one that missed. Ultimately, I think that made a difference if he survived or not. Crystal Maiden finds a courier in the jungle. Oh my god,
Oh no, he nuked! He canceled his attack
hit
and
from
nuked.
Crystal Maiden cannot kill. That's embarrassment. As we see, Fire comes around trying to get a kill on PGG. There's a teleport in from the Prophet. There's going to be a gush, a couple of right clicks. That's going to be due. Sprout's going to cast just to make sure. Sing Sing. Oh, trying to TP out. The collapse going to really seal the deal. Very nicely done here by Brewmaster, picking up some early kills. Level 8 cooldown on the ultimate is over, but no mana for him to use. Face boot is already finished. Sing Sing, when he goes for Brewmaster, doesn't like to go for drums, which is generally considered as a core item, as we see it die for SS. SS should be fine. He's really flirting with death. Just going right in for Zard to bait out that magic missile, but Zard not falling for that one.
I think they feel pretty confident about their chances in the team fight, judging by their positioning anyway. Lycan is waiting in the wings, so if they go, as there is a Dream Coil drop, no follow-up so far. Sing Sing hanging onto that ultimate for now. Sonic Wave comes out, Silence comes out. Will Sing Sing go down before he drops the ultimate? Huge Ravage, hits 3 heroes. Looks like Prophet ultimate going to be cleaning up a bunch. Chase going to go the other way. It looks like everyone else should escape.
We got a lot of buyback coming in. Prophet destroys the tower on the top lane meanwhile, so Sexy Bamboo still helping out his team despite not really being there. Shackle Shot, that's going to hit on Blood Angel. The clap is going to do it. Sing Sing perfectly realizing how big of his range his clap is. Didn't even get near enough to really right-click, but the clap was able to do it. So very nicely done.
Well, they did use the Ravage there. They held on to the Panda ultimate, so I would say that was a worthy trade. They pick up 2 kills on momentum-based heroes who need that good start and need it to continue. No Blink Daggers anywhere forthcoming for M5 at this point. Sand King's still a ways to go. Puck's still a ways to go. Queen of Pain a little bit more farmed. I'm curious what this Robe of Magi will be. Maybe she'll go for an Orchids. That's one way to counter the Panda, is silence him.
Drums?
Yeah, actually you're right. It probably won't be a drum.
I mean, I'm happy to see Orchid. That's always cool to see if you see a different item choice. I'm going to take a chance to start the Skype call a little bit. I was getting a little bit robotic.
Okay.
Since there's not much action going on, I'll tap out. Hopefully I don't drop.
As we do see Zar getting picked off, Lumi is calling me back. Hey Lumi, welcome back. You just missed Zar dying, not too big of a deal. Like it. Oh no, 2 hero Shackle Shot, huge Shackle Shot, Anchor Smash, they both go down. Oh, that was big.
That was the worst time for me to tap out because, I mean, come on. No action going on, and then 4 or 5 kills happening as we see Sexy Bamboo getting picked off here by 2, excuse me, Def and SS both in position. No one really to defend this tower, and looks like they're going to try to do some damage to it, but really they need a bigger creep wave, and they need some Treant summons, but unfortunately Treant's on the enemy team.
Yeah, they're not going to get the tower trade here. If M5 wants, they can take the tower minute, come back. Blood Angel goes into the middle of 3, then ports out, just doing some harassment. Burrow Strike on 2. Fire, his ultimate is still down. He pops the wand, is going to be healing up. McDeath getting focused. Panda ult gets popped. McDeath going to go down to the Radiance burn, or the Fire Panda burn, rather. Fire in some trouble. SS continuing the chase. He's getting ushered away. Oh, a nice boulder toss. Power shot. Why did that power shot miss, or at least it appeared to? I am confused. Either way, Prophet Ultimate will clean that up. Blood Angel now going to be running the other way. He gets swapped back in. Nice phase shift. Will he be able to port out? He does. The silence not going to hit. There's the stun. Blood Angel in for some trouble. Power shot going the other way. Nice play for Mouse here. Shackle shot on PGG. This is going to be a huge win. They get the tower. They get the kill as well. 4 heroes dead for M5. Suddenly what looked like a comfortable lead. Not looking so hot, and the gold graph is definitely reflecting it.
Man, that was a big swing, and of course the ultimate from Brewmaster, although it didn't disable a lot of targets, was actually what kept the Panda alive as he was right-clicking, stunned the Queen of Pain, and Queen of Pain, I mean, despite having Blink, was unable to do too much. And here, let's see how much Lycan can do. He got free farm for about 14 minutes. There was really no one paying any attention to him. I gotta say, 14-minute free farm just does not look impressive at all. You need a tread on top of this. At this point, he cannot really help out his team. I guess you could pop your ult and start right-clicking, but he's only level 8.
He's still not at that point where, he's a huge contributor. He can start to push effectively now. He farms a lot faster with Medallion if he spams it on creeps. And of course, if his team ever has a team fight on one side of the map, he can go Roche on the other. So ideally, I think the strategy for M5 should be to group up top, or maybe get some kills and then head top, and then hopefully Lycan could go to Roche and bait the fight that way, and drag the enemy team's attention away, and then go for the Roche in. But for now, McDeath on a little bit of trouble on the low ground, eats a gush, power shot through the creeps. Nothing too much to write home about. Tidehunter ult is back up while the Panda ult is down. I like how it's almost nice how they didn't use their ults together, because now that, just having one is enough to stop these pushes,
yes,
I think.
Definitely. And that's going back to the point that you said, maybe M5 should force a fight on top. I'm not sure if they want to force fights at this point, where both Ravage and Panda Ultimate could be up in a team fight. And of course, Profit could always be there, so it seems like M5 will just have more stuff and more people at any given moment. And we are going to see Orcus, Oblivion staff gets picked up on Queen of Pain. This is something different, something we haven't seen before.
Well, the reason you don't normally see it, for anyone who's wondering, is because she's very squishy. Aghanims gives you more survivability, while also still giving you some decent utility. But hold on to that thought. Lycan in some trouble here. Fire catch him out in the jungle. He pops the ultimate. No Ravage. Interesting. I think they should have dropped it there. PGG going to be the lone death, it looks like. Sand King looking for an opportunity to initiate, but the Ravage is still there, so he really has zero chance of getting off an Epicenter. Meanwhile, in the top lane, SS getting a solo kill in Sexy Bambo, who I didn't talk about it yet, but he went for a Hand of Money here, and he's getting close to an Aghanims. Yeah, Hand of Midas. Also known as Hand of Money, so he's trying to meet his quota this game. He's also getting Aghanims. This is some pub profit play. It does give them that pushing power, and it means he's going to be a little bit more of a nuisance.
Yep. Sing Sing picks up a Blink Dagger, teleports in, wants a kill against SS. SS already has blinked out, and it's going to be really, really far away. Now, we talked about there's no answer against Brewmaster. Well, if you pick up Queen of Pain Orchid, there is a answer. That's a 5-second silence, and that should be enough time if you're having proper focus fire to kill down that Panda. Now, Panda, let's see what his skill build this game is. Yeah, you can see that he's adjusting his skill build. Last time we saw him maxing Drunken Haste. This game he's going to go for Drunken Brawler. A little bit more defensive, but against Lycan, who probably is going to be going for a BKB, you know that your Drunken Haste is not going to be nearly as reliable, but Drunken Brawler will keep him alive, even if he's silenced. So that's a pretty good build.
Yeah, it's definitely, again, I go back to this. There's a lot of flexibility in terms of how you skill Panda. Sing Sing likes his crits, so it's no surprise to see him maxing that passive.
I talk about defensively, but yeah, you're probably right. He just wants the crits.
They don't have much in the way of late game, so it's not a bad choice. I wonder if we'll see more damage items, or if we'll just go for the standard build on Panda, or I guess the most common build is, after that Blink Dagger, you go for an Aghanims, just to make your ult that much better. But I wouldn't be shocked to see some sort of damage build. He also, against this Orchid, it might force a BKB from him, but it really depends on the play. Initiation of Blood Angel, he phase shifts out, but it's only a level 1 phase shift, so he's going to go down immediately. Big pick off there. They could probably go for Roshan of their own. McDeath wandering past some wards here. He wants this DD. He's in a lot of trouble. Bambo, did he jack the ward? No, Sand King got it. Burrow strikes up to the high ground, tries to TP out. Will it be enough? Stun not in range from Vengeful Spirit, nor was the swap. Nice escape, and he jacked the DD. But with him TP now, that means he won't be able to get back to Roshan for a little bit of time here. Of course, SS is top. That mid tier 1 and the bottom tier 1 are both down. So Radiant with limited Roshan access. Very smart decision by Mouse. They've got the minus armor. They've got the summons to tank it. They're going to go for it here. I don't see M5 stopping it.
Well, Yellow is on the top. Looks like he's not really interested in teleport. He's going to trade a top tier 1 tower for a Roche. Not the best trade, but hey, if you're getting something in return, you're getting something in return. Roche is still taking a while, but with the minus armor and the constant critting from Panda, should be it. The question is, who's going to get the Aegis? Will it be Panda? Will it be Freon? Sexy Bambo's been dying quite a bit, but now with the Axe finished, he's got some decent HP.